Hey, what is up, everyone? Thank you, all the people that shared and liked the stream while we were in our little starting soon screen. But my name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Brandon, Brand Man. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, buddy. How about you?
Pretty good, man. It's starting to get hot in Chicago, and it sucks.
Oh yeah. It didn't even in true to Chicago form, it didn't even like kind of ease its way into it progressively. It just straight into it, man. Straight into it.
It was like 70 degrees and then 100 degrees the next day.
Yes. Times like this are reasons I'm happy I get to work from home 3 days a week.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty close to the lakefront too, so
I'm
like breeze.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not all bad.
Yeah, and I miss so much being close to the lake because I grew up like off of Ashland in Chicago, like that area over there. So it was just like a bike ride in like 30 minutes. I was at Navy Pier, so I kind of miss that a lot. But yeah, so now got old and went to the burbs. Life.
Don't think of it as old, man. Just look at it like video game logic. You've just leveled up.
Leveled up, yeah. You start off with the little shack, and then now you got a multi bedroom house.
Right.
So,
I'm not quite there yet with the multi bedroom house. Maybe next year when my lease ends over here. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, it's nice having a house, being out of like that's the one thing I do miss, the city and being close like that, but I like having like a yard, like an actual yard, a driveway and stuff. So
and sometimes oh no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I know, it's all good.
Oh no, I was going to say, and sometimes the hustle and bustle of the city can be a little too much. It can be a little much at times, but so I'm sure it's a little more quiet and quaint where you are. I'm assuming.
Yeah, dude. It took a long time for me to get used to that. Like when I first moved out here, like it was kind of weird. It was after high school, like this was maybe a year after my high school. My parents moved out, and I went out here with them, and it was weird. Like laying in bed and not hearing traffic and horns and like just random noises all the time. It was just like quiet. It was like way too quiet. It was weird. But
for sure.
Yeah. But even now, I still I need a noise machine just to have like I need a background noise.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then I want to try something new. So I have this set up for when we get subscribers. So I want to go through maybe just the last few subscribers that we got.
Let's all go to the movie.
We got Matrick 04384. Thank you for subscribing. Who else we got?
I know him. We grew up together. He's one of my best friends.
Oh, nice.
Let's all go to the movie.
We got Roger Dyke subscribed. Thank you.
Let's all go to the movie.
Megatron 1384. And then
let's all go to the movie.
No, why? So I'm still kind of messing with this. So when somebody subscribes and we're live, it pops up right away.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's all go to the movie.
I don't know why it's still doing it.
Megatron 1384 keeps popping up.
Yeah, I know. Keep going. Yeah, one more.
Let's all go to the movie.
Okay, I don't know why, but all right. Let's move on. But yeah, we got a few subscribers. So yeah, thank you all.
Let's all go to the movie.
Really? Now it's like just super delayed. But yeah, so we got a few more subscribers.
Let's all go to the movie.
Oh my God, now it's gonna be annoying. I was Derpy Gaming, who's usually in our comments. He had a watch party over on his Discord.
Let's all go to the movie.
Saturday we wound up watching the Spaceballs. So
yeah,
that was fun. So And then
Oh let me know when you guys do
Let's
that next.
all go to the
I'd
movie.
love to do that on Discord.
yeah, I want to do something like that for us, maybe while we're watching something, and so we'll be like live on YouTube.
Let's all go to the movie.
I don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
Like us watching something, and then but we'll all be on Discord watching, the thing that we're reacting to.
Yeah.
On YouTube. I want to do something like that. Maybe I really want. Maybe I was really hoping to do it for the last episode of Kenobi, but I know Brian's going to be gone, so I didn't want to do that without him because I know he'll be not happy about it.
Yeah, definitely. And he's going to be gone like throughout most of the week, huh?
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he comes back next weekend, so he's out on vacation. And
Okay.
Disney, Universal, enjoying all that stuff. So that's why he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll come on Wednesday." I'm like, "You better not. You better enjoy your vacation, man.
Enjoy your vacation, dude."
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like we'll be here.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else, man? Anything else going on?
Oh, nothing, man. Just same old. Just kind of easing back into things with things pretty much feeling normal again, like I've been saying. So just kind of getting back into that, man, and just hanging out with buddies, trying to stay active, and yeah, that's about it.
There goes Derpy. He goes, "What's up? Think I'm here." Yeah, I was
What's
saying.
up, later?
Yeah, we did his watch party for Spaceballs. That's fun. I haven't seen that movie in years.
Hilarious movie. Hilarious movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many references. So many.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's definitely it's a must if you're talking about Mel Brooks movies, obviously.
Oh,
that Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein are probably my top 3 from him. And I think like one of his more underrated ones is Silent Movie. If you've seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Silent Movie's so funny. Spaceballs actually references it, like when Dark Helmet is going through the list of is looking for the copy of Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's one of the
movies.
It's one of the movies. Yeah.
It's that's one thing about that movie is it's so meta, and I think even while we were watching it, Derpy was kind of saying like, "Oh, they're breaking the fourth wall." Like how he did that before, like Deadpool made it cool and
before
stuff.
Deadpool made it cool. Yeah.
Baseball's been doing it.
Yeah, Deadpool was the one that really like brought breaking the fourth wall back, but yeah, Spaceballs.
Yeah,
it's one of, and I remember when I watched it as a kid, I never really I didn't completely understand breaking the fourth wall and like why are they talking to us? Are they talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah. We said if you are a Star Wars fan or not, you must watch. Yeah, it's a classic. I mean, it references a lot of other 80s, 70s movies too. So.
Yeah, there was the Alien reference near the end.
That was huge.
Yeah, and they brought John Hurt back for it, which was pretty funny. Planet of the Apes, obviously. Yeah. Comb the Desert was great. We found shit.
Yeah.
My dad and I used to crack up to that scene.
That's it's a great movie, man. Like I said, and it's been for me maybe over 20 years. It was sometime in high school was probably the last time I watched it. So over 20 years for sure. But it's been a long time.
It's actually making me want to watch it after this tonight.
Yeah, go to bed with it on.
Yeah, I might lie in bed and just put it on, throw the sleep timer on, and put that one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. that movie's the very definition of they just don't make them like they used to anymore, because we don't get spoof movies like that anymore. You know,
Not good
unfortunately,
one.
not good. No, we get like, like whatever movie, and then it's just a bunch of lazily placed references, and a lot of people just getting hit with stuff and fall, or something falling on people, or them falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was,
like obvious.
Which one's the scary? The one that made fun of this of Scream and stuff. I can't think of.
Scary movie.
Scary movie.
Yeah, the first one, I think that was the last real like like movie parody I really really enjoyed.
Yeah. Same.
Was the first one, and then unfortunately for every scary movie, there's disaster movie or date movie or Meet the Spartans, and I think those were all made by the same guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Meet the Spartans was horrible.
Yeah, I don't even think I made it through the entire thing.
I
To be honest, I haven't even made it through the entirety of like date movie or disaster movie. Like usually I can power through like 10-15 minutes of that before I just call it quits.
Yeah. No, which one was Not Another Teen Movie? Was
Not
pretty
Another
good. That
Teen
was right
Movie,
when
yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and I think those and yeah, I almost forgot about that one. And I think those in Scary Movie 1, I think, were about like a year and a half apart, I want to say.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, those were I think those were like the last two I really legitimately liked.
Yeah, it's just not a thing anymore. Like
no, it really isn't.
Genre is just maybe it'll come back in a couple years. I can definitely see somebody doing a good one with all these Marvel shows and stuff like that. But even there's The Boys, which is kind of spoofing off of all the other comic book characters, but taking it in more of a serious spoof direction, like with the over violence and over gore and over sexual stuff. So
just kind of the excessiveness of it all.
Yeah. Derby says Starving Game was pretty decent, and Twilight parody was
Did not see either. Because I think I actually want to say they were from the from the same guys who did like Date Movie and Epic Movie and all those other ones I mentioned. So that was just enough for me to stay away from them.
Yeah. Dippy's referencing the next episode. Who's ready for the ultimate hero gasm?
Oh yeah.
Which that's this upcoming Friday. So we'll talk about that next week. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be an episode. That is boy.
Oh yeah. All right. You ready to get into this, buddy?
Yeah, let's get into this. So we'll get into Star Wars. Jeez. Lightyear. And then we'll do Spiderhead. I know Derpy said he didn't see Spiderhead, unfortunately. So we'll do that one second. But we'll do the big one first, is Lightyear. Let me bring up the screen real quick. Then I'll bring dude, this cat like loves being on camera and next to me. So it's like a double win when I'm streaming. All right. Let's. All right. Welcome, Spoiler Kings. This week we are reviewing Lightyear. My name is Stan Kramer with Brandon, and yeah, man, we just want to get right into it. Watch the trailer and then get into our discussion about it.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah. Cool. As the trailer's going, do a little quick synopsis that Google has. It says legendary space ranger Buzz Lightyear embarks on an intergalactic adventure alongside ambitious recruits Izzy, Mo, Darby and his robot companion Socks. As this motley crew tackles the toughest mission yet, they must learn to work together as a team to escape the evil Zurg and his robot army that are never far behind them. That's pretty much it. So they're trying to get off the planet, and as they're getting off the planet, they need to find new way to hyperspace. So every time he goes and tests out hyperspace, he loses. Was it 4 years?
4 years. It was 4 years.
Yeah. So every time he tests it, he loses 4 years, and he winds up losing a lot of time. I forgot how many years altogether, but he loses a while. And then is successful on finding hyperspace or hyperspeed, whatever. But then he skips even further into time, and then that's kind of where the majority of the story takes place. But yeah, and then that's the whole thing is him trying to get the crew still off the planet even years later. And then that's when somehow Zurg kind of comes in, and without getting into spoilers yet, he has to deal with Zurg and his army of robots and stuff like that. But yeah, so we got some big voices in here. Bring this down. Obviously, we do not have Tim Allen back as Buzz Lightyear, which a lot of people were upset about. Instead, we got Chris Evans. I want to say Chris Hemsworth. Chris Evans. Who else we got? We got Taika Waititi, James Brolin, Kiki Palmer. Efren Ramirez. Who else?
Isaiah Whitlock, Bill Hader. Yeah, he was the rookie at the beginning.
Yeah, he had like 2 lines.
Yeah, he had it was very, very much a cameo, if even that.
Yeah,
like that man had like 2 lines.
Yeah. So we got some questions real quick. Where's Brian at? I need some questions for the meetup, man. So Brian's on vacation right now. He's enjoying some time off with the family. So he should be back next week for our movie review. But yeah, we'll get you some questions, man. And then Low Key Cave, what's up, man? Anybody watching? Go check out Low Key Cave. He does movie reviews. He does some gameplays, TV reviews as well. Go check him out. He does some pretty good stuff over there. He's definitely fun to watch.
Definitely. Yeah. I'll give him a look. Yeah, probably subscribe too.
What's good, fellas? Not much.
What's good, buddy?
Said he hasn't watched either, so yeah, I don't want. We'll get into spoilers in a little bit, but you're safe now. Loki, what's up? Everyone's saying now. Well, we'll get into that. The ratings a little bit. Tim Allen voice iconic for Toy Story series. It was Tim Allen and who's the other guy? Tom Hanks. So, yeah. Real quick before we get into it. So right at the beginning of the film, there's some text that shows up, and they're like in 1995, a little boy named Andy, went to go see a Buzz Lightyear movie and fell in love with it. And he's like, this is that movie. That's how it starts. And I just felt that was so. They could have done something better with that. I know we're not getting to whatever, but that's kind of upsetting.
I get the want to tie it back into kind of bring things full circle in that regard and tie it back into the first movie. I guess it was kind of harmless, but at the same time they didn't really. I get what you're saying. They didn't really need to even do that. I thought.
Yeah, I think there was there was somebody in a group I'm in. They're like, "Oh, it's a movie I never asked for," or something along those lines. And I was like, "Yeah, but a lot of movies no one asks for, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad."
Yeah, so it was harmless enough, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely should have been a Disney Plus day one, but not for $30, but free, not for $30. Yeah, I don't know if you're saying I think it should have been on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot more beneficial if they just pulled Turning Red and just put it on just put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I get why they did Turning Red on Disney Plus because of COVID and stuff like that, but that one definitely belonged in the theater. We'll get into if this one should have been on Disney Plus or over on on in theaters. So we got a list in here. Be light about the Avalanche. There you go. You and Derpy over on YouTube can talk about hockey. Colorado sports. There it is. That's for the man. But let's get back onto Lightyear. So what what are some of the good things that you liked about this one?
Well, if they had to absolutely replace Tim Allen, I thought Chris Evans did great voice acting wise. He actually has a really good voice for voice acting, and I never really caught on to that. I really like kind of the kind of bravado and confidence in his voice. So I thought he was, if not Tim Allen, he did a great job. I thought it was a great looking movie. I thought, that was really, from a visual standpoint, that was probably one of the high points for me easily. Well, not even probably, definitely. I thought that, what was the little cat's name?
Socks.
Socks. Yeah. I should know that. I'm from Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. He was a fun character. I thought some of the characters were pretty entertaining for the most part. He was definitely one of them, and plus I just thought he was so adorable, dude.
Yeah.
Really, those were the main ones for me. The voice acting, the character of Socks, and from a visual standpoint, I was definitely engaged. Those were my main three. Other than that, it was just okay.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I liked was it Mo, which was voiced by Taika. I liked his character. He was very kind of go with the flow, kind of goofy with it.
He was very much a Taika Waititi character.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I forgot what I was watching, like the Wired, auto Google search kind of thing, and he mentioned something like that. He's like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "How he's kind of lazy because every time he voices anything, it's just his voice."
Exactly. Very recognizable in that regard.
Yeah, which I think it just makes it even more funnier and just that it's Taika. But I liked Mo. Mo was kind of cool. I thought the time travel kind of thing was pretty interesting. Where he kept missing years and stuff like that. They just showed like how determined he was to finish the mission, and even he lost like people because obviously you're skipping years at a time. But that I thought it was like interesting. We'll talk if it paid off or not in the end, in a little bit. But definitely, Socks was the star of the show.
Definitely,
which kind of threw me off. And if this is supposed to be the movie that Andy from Toy Story fell in love with Lightyear with Buzz, I was like, there's no way he would not have had a Socks stuffed animal or toy Socks, because I just thought Socks was way better.
And with the variety of toys that Andy collected and how many, you'd think he'd have a Socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just we'll get into something like that. But like you said, it was really gorgeous. It looked great, but that's kind of the level of Pixar I expect at this point. It's like it needs to look amazing, and this one definitely did.
Exactly.
I like the Kiko Palmer.
Oh yeah. She's very much a national treasure. She's just great in pretty much anything that she pops up in.
True. Yeah.
You know, I'm very excited to see her in Nope next month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's kind of sold me from a lot of her lines just in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Nope, especially after the second trailer. Kind of definitely had a different vibe from the first trailer. It looked a little more quirky and comedic, but definitely looks like a Jordan Peele movie through and through.
Yeah, after the second trailer, and then you get to see a lot more of all the characters, primarily Keke Palmer, because I think she in the first trailer she wasn't shown much, and then in this last trailer I think saw her more, which is good because it seems like she's gonna be just as big as who's the dude?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, the dude that he puts in all of his movies.
Yeah,
like, he's using, but yeah, so that's gonna be good for sure. We're gonna watch that one.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh, we got a couple comments. Derby said, Alyssa, what's up? Their toe content in the Discord. If you like that, Tank, you know what I'm referring to. Just a joke, though. How we doing tonight? Welcome from Twitch. Just a joke. I was referring to something Tank knows. Oh, yeah. I was like, what? The toe thing. Yeah, I get it. So if you're on Discord, go check us out on Discord. Link is in the description. Follow us over there. But yeah, Derpy put up a Cobra Kai picture that featured some toe action. So.
Oh, now I'm curious about it. Now I got to check out the Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to post more. Derpy's definitely helping out, so we really appreciate that. Trying to get just other things to help bring people to YouTube. Discord's a cool place to have fun at. Facebook is definitely a cool place that we've been posting a lot. Trying to get on Twitter a little bit more because I think that's where the biggest fan base is going to be at. But I kind of don't like Twitter, but whatever. It's kind of like you gotta.
I've never had a Twitter.
No,
I've never ever had a Twitter.
Yeah, I'm never on it. But
yeah,
that's something to look into for the Spoiler Kings show. But yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So yeah, he's talking about a joke Discord. But yeah. Any other good stuff before we get into some of the bad stuff?
Really, those were the only the musical score. Michael Giacchino, is that how you say his last name?
I think so.
Giacchino? Not sure how to. Yeah, dude, he's like the busiest composer in Hollywood now. He does so much stuff, and he always brings it like with pretty much everything he does. I did like the music.
Yeah, music was great.
The music was really good. I think that was the other thing that was kind of a standout for me. So I'd say the voice acting was solid, the character of Socks, the from a visual standpoint, and the music was great. Those were really the only things that really did anything for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I forgot about the music. The music is great. I'm looking him up right now and see what else he did. I guess he did. I guess he's a big Disney person. Love and Thunder. He's doing Love and Thunder, Ratatouille, the Batman. Which there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, the Batman was just like Star Wars / old Batman, kind of a good mix of like cool stuff.
Oh yeah. I definitely like the musical score. I like the theme music for Batman and everything, because kind of as high regard as I hold the Christopher Nolan movies in, the music didn't really do too much for me in them.
Yeah, this one, the music. I mean, that's how we remember Batman. Was from music, and I for me, like especially being in band, my whole like life in elementary school and in high school, like you learn to appreciate music more, and definitely in a movie, music plays a big role. And I think he did a Jurassic World Dominion, which probably is one of the better parts too of the movie. Despite that movie kind of crapping out, the music was pretty good. So yeah, you're not kidding, man. He is a busy man.
He is really, and he's directing that Marvel Halloween special that's coming out in October. I don't know if you've read too much about that.
The Guardians?
No, I think it's going to be based on Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's supposed to be like a Halloween special. I don't know if it's going to be like a couple episodes or just like a feature film, but he's directing it, whatever it is. They're saying it's going to be based on Werewolf by Night, which could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be really interesting.
Yeah, but
I haven't.
yeah,
I think
I'd
I heard
say
of that. I'm gonna look that up.
yeah, it's like a Werewolf by Night. Let's face it, it's no one's favorite character from Marvel, but
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Planet of the Apes. I bet Planet got the shots. Yeah, I got one. Not the shot of the plant or planet. Yeah, I bet Planet. He did No Way Home as well. Yeah, I saw that on the list too.
He did the whole new Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah,
busy dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool composers. But what about some of the bad stuff? What didn't you like about the movie?
It just didn't pull me in like I was hoping it would. I thought the opening sequence was pretty good, but after that, it didn't really hook me. There were a couple times, actually, kind of the midway mark, it kind of dragged, especially when a little bit after he met Izzy, that it kind of moved a little slow for me after that point. So much so to the point where I was almost falling asleep in the theater at one point, and had to like kind of stand up or like sit forward so that I wouldn't fall asleep. I think it had some good ideas, especially with the time travel and that sort of thing, but they just didn't go far enough with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie, it didn't really have any passion to it. It really just kind of felt like they made it just to make it, and we're like, oh, we can kind of ride on the Toy Story name and it'll sell tickets. And I think Derpy was just saying it even kind of underperformed.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Nothing really grabbed me. In terms of story, it didn't really grab me.
They were just going through the motions. That's
how
I
very
felt
much
like.
Going through the motions.
Of like, oh yeah, hey, here's something that you remember of in a different movie that you might like, but it seemed like soulless almost, in a sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it just
does.
Like it was the facade of Toy Story, but it didn't have, especially Toy Story, being Pixar's first movie, the best out of, all their movies are great. I didn't think they can do 4, and even I'm like, all right, number 4 is gonna suck, and number 4 was great,
Number 4 was really good.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, maybe this one's gonna be good, because it is Toy Story universe, I guess, but it just it didn't have that, and like you said, it was just it didn't catch me. Like it had its moments where it was really funny, especially with Socks. Basically, was just funny. Other things were kind of like, yeah, the vine kept grabbing people and stuff like that, and
that got old really quick.
Really quick, really quick. But I mean, even like Bill Hader's character, the rookie, like you never see him again, and I don't even think he said a full sentence. He kept getting cut off by Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
But even like Derpy said, the villain maybe, but I was still surprised with the villain. Okay, not my fault. The beginning was meh. Just drop you in with a weak explanation for it. Yeah. Okay, villain. Socks definitely carried the movie, but I would say the opening scene was probably one of the best scenes.
I agree. I really liked the opening scene.
And then it kind of it didn't dip to the point where it was bad, but it just kind of dipped, and then it just stayed at like a one level. You know what I mean? Even at the climax, it just kind of stayed there. You know, so
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
And more than anything, it seemed very reliant on callbacks from, the first Toy Story movie. Like a lot of Buzz's lines were, reused in this one, which to an extent I expected, but it almost at times seemed a little too reliant on the callbacks. I think that Buzz himself was even just kind of a flat character, like almost like a nothing of a character.
yeah.
He was very, very one note.
Yeah, which kind of leads into like the bad guy of it. But yeah, it was just very like bland and boring, and I think I said earlier, I'm like, if this is the movie that makes Andy fall in love with Buzz Lightyear, then I don't get it. Like I don't get, because as a kid, I mean, I even read other people talking about it. I think E-Man's movie reviews were talking about it, and a few other people that are like, we're saying kids were like falling asleep in this movie, and that's like something you don't expect from a Pixar film, especially like a Toy Story kind of one. So yeah, but I can definitely see kids falling asleep during this, because it was like the whole middle part was kind of nothing really happening until like towards the end. But oh yeah, man, it was missing a part, and I don't know. Was it because there's no Woody, or maybe because Tim Allen, maybe, but I wish they would have like maybe referenced it somehow, because at this point it feels like if Chris Evans is the voice of Buzz Lightyear, then Tim Allen is like the voice that people get to make toys of the movies. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, why didn't they let Tim Allen be involved in some capacity? Or hell, he could have voiced the like the elderly version of Buzz.
Yeah.
I just didn't get why they didn't bring him back in any capacity. It was very, very odd to me.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the voice actors, because like I said, I thought Chris Evans did a great job. But it was just kind of weird to me that they wouldn't even bring back Tim Allen in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. At least make him a side character or something. Make him like the colonel or new general or something like that. Yeah, even if he said you know what I'm talking about. But it redeems the line. The line. Which one? He does say a few things from the movies, which was kind of like, even like where he's jumping up and down. He goes, "Oh, it's stable.
Terrain is unstable."
Yeah. He said the line that made me happy. Which one? Because there's a few. The whole where he's like yelling at Star Command. So, and it just seemed like him narrating was kind of. It's just him being weird. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't have that hero feeling that I think we were expecting.
No, he just seemed, he was just kind of like a typical kind of flatly written protagonist, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It would have
mute you for a second. that alarm siren's getting kind of loud. My bad. All right.
But yeah, it would have been at least kind of nice to get, maybe like his motivation for being so determined, or give us something. It didn't really give us a whole lot.
Yeah. So before we get into our ratings, there's two things I did want to get into a little bit. The first one is they did kind of change the whole thing of Zurg. So in I think number 2, Toy Story 2, you find out Zurg is his father. Definitely calling back to Star Wars, kind of, Luke Vader kind of thing. And I was waiting for that moment to happen, but they do something completely different in this one. They wind up making Zurg a version of Buzz that has gone way, way, way into the future, that there's this technology, and basically Zurg is a suit for old man Buzz. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that was one of my biggest, I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
Same. I was just kind of like, It didn't really do a whole lot for me, man. I just thought it was. I just kind of went with it, and then I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I guess.
Yeah. The king of Toy Story.
The king of Toy Story verse.
That's
I like it.
That's kind of funny. It's kind of, because it's exactly kind of how it is. Dude, oh man, you were like, Brian. I know, you should be hanging out with your family, but I'm gonna ask you one question before, I'm gonna kick you out and tell you to go spend time with the kids. Did you go see this movie at Disney Springs? Because I feel like Disney Springs would, because there's an AMC at Disney Springs. I feel like they would have went all out with something like this, at Disney Springs. Because I was kind of hoping, when I was at Disney at the end of April, I was hoping there was something cool coming out, and I would have been able to go see it at Disney Springs, but they didn't have anything. So, but yeah, I just that ending was just so lackluster, and just I was waiting for that moment of like, oh, how are they gonna make him his dad? Like, that's gonna be cool, but because they're doing time travel already, so I'm like, oh, that'd be interesting. Like the dad from the past. They even did it in the movie where he takes off his helmet. He's like, Dad, and I was like, I thought maybe for a second, I'm like, oh, maybe, but like, no, I'm like, I don't know. Missed it.
Yeah,
not today, Zurg. Yeah,
that line did kind of subconsciously stick out to me.
Yeah.
And it just didn't register right away. But yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Brian, why you not bring us, man? And bring all of us to Disney. I'll take it. And he said, "Yep." They stood up, clapping, and there was a Buzz taking pictures. Nice. That's awesome, man. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man. Cool.
But yeah, it was just okay.
Yeah. And then I did want to get one last thing was, so this one actually had a lot of controversy because there is a queer gay kiss in this movie that I think like 13 countries or something along those lines blocked it, and at the end of the movie, I had to ask my girlfriend, I'm like, where was the scene that was like so offensive to everybody? And she told me, and I was like, oh yeah, it happened so quick and so natural, and I didn't even think about it, and it was just like, I don't know how, I don't know if you feel a certain way about it or whatnot, but
no, I don't. I'm not bothered by that.
Yeah,
and it was
a blink of an eye.
It was a blink and you'll miss it scene.
Yeah,
that's all. And if you're getting offended about that, you really need to talk to someone. But it's a part of it's such a part of everyday life at this point in time. I'm not even sure why it's so taboo now. Or it was never, to me, it was never anything to get upset about anyway. and it just happened. You know, queer people exist. You know, accept it. You know,
Yeah.
and why would you get so angry when something that happens in everyday life anyway is put on display in the arts here and there in entertainment? You know,
Yeah.
it just it exists. Didn't bother me.
It's just it's life, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's everyday life. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you
even
gotta have
then,
a pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just rambling. I was just saying you must have a pretty sad life if you're getting all pissy about that.
Yeah. I mean, it was so quick, and I didn't even register with me. But then, I watch other people talk about it and this and that, and it was such a quick thing where some people were like, yeah, like there's like the two women kissing, which was I can't think of his Buzz Lightyear's friend, that
Yeah.
was in
Hawthorne, is that the
charge.
last name?
Hawthorne, yeah, Hawthorne. And her wife of like 40 years or whatever. And then in the background is her son and his wife. So it's like you can't even have a gay couple on screen without also a straight couple on screen. So it's like I don't know. It didn't even register with me. It was just like whatever. I was like, you're upset about that, but you're not upset about this time traveling person who like fighting himself and stuff like that. I was like, okay, yeah, two women kissing, and it wasn't even like it was just a quick peck on the lip.
It was a quick peck, and because to be honest, Hank, I completely forgot all about it until you mentioned it just now.
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't part of the story or anything. It was just Buzz watching his friend's life go by while he's not really a part of it, which is I think that's the sad part, is like she's having a kid, she's starting a family, she's getting old, and Buzz misses it, and I think that's the point of that whole montage. It's not like oh look, what they're doing. It was like I'm like if that montage was pretty sad, especially at the way it ended and stuff like that. That was a good heartfelt montage. And then after that, it was just kind of like nothing else. Nothing else mattered. I felt like.
I will to its credit, it is one of the few Pixar movies that didn't have me feeling all depressed when I left the theater.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. There's a reason I can't. There's a reason I only watch Soul and Inside Out once each.
Yeah.
Great movies. But yeah, I can't. I don't want to watch them ever
again. They hit different. And then Brian said, it's Pride Month and people are complaining about that. Yeah. Why make it a big deal? I heard people complaining about her having a family. I was like, why? Yeah, exactly. It's just life. Yeah. And Up. Yeah. Brian said, don't forget Up. Yeah.
And Up. Yeah. I can't forget Up. Yeah. I'm surprised after that opening montage of Up, I managed to stick it out for the rest of it.
Yeah.
It was so quick. Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the story. It was yeah. So yeah. I felt bad for all the characters. I kind of did too. I felt bad for Buzz at the end because I'm like, yeah, you didn't get to live the life. So
yeah.
But, cool. So yeah, we kind of went on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but let's do quick ratings. So we break everything down. We don't do 1 through 10 or a C or a B. We keep it nice and simple. So we do a now, later, or never. Now means you need to drop what you're doing, go watch it right now. Later is watch it when it's on streaming, or if it's on streaming, you can do laundry while you're watching the movie. And then never means don't even waste your time with it. So which one are you going to give Lightyear?
Later, easily. There's no rush to see this movie. You can wait until it's on Disney Plus. It'll be on Disney Plus next month, considering how fast they're putting stuff on there. Like, Doctor Strange is going to be on there in 2 days. But just wait until it's on. Wait until it's on Disney Plus. and do something else while you're watching it. It's not. It'll be nice to have on as background noise, like when you're cooking dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush out. You're not really missing a whole lot at all.
Yeah. And then we got Derpy gave his review. He said it's later, should have been on Disney Plus from day one. Not Pixar's best. He said it's about 7 or 8. But entertainment value, I enjoyed it. About a 9 for him. Yeah, I mean, even that's kind of high for me.
Yeah,
because I think once you see that Pixar logo, you expect perfection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You expect to be crying. You expect to be like just have emotion. And this one didn't really have the emotion.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Then we got Brian on here. Brian said he liked the movie and Chris Evans did great. And he gave it a later.
A later.
Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give it a later as well. Same reasons for for Derpy, you and Brian. It's just it was fun, but it wasn't to the level that I'm used to from getting from Pixar. Like you said, I'm expecting to walk out sad, like you said. If you're not walking out of a Pixar movie sad or just like really upbeat,
feeling something.
Yeah. You're just walking out like, oh, okay, that was cool. Then I feel like Pixar missed it. And I felt like it just felt like a cash grab. It felt like they're like, oh, cool, here's a big name from one of our biggest franchises, if not the biggest franchise Pixar has. We could do more at Disney World and Disneyland with this with this. So let's do it. But,
although I wouldn't be, now that they have a Buzz Lightyear movie, I would be opposed to a Cowboy Woody movie. Set in the Old West, and since Chris Evans voiced Buzz, have Robert Downey Jr. voice Woody.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Do Woody.
I wouldn't be terribly opposed to a Woody movie. I was because he was always my favorite Toy Story character anyway.
I can see them doing something like that. I mean, because there's so many characters in the Woody part of Toy Story. So rather than Buzz, it was just Buzz and Dirt. And they didn't even keep that to what Toy Story was. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. I would not be surprised if they do a Woody movie. So
it'd be fun.
We'll see. Yeah,
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
And
I think we said, go ahead. What were you saying?
Definitely. Oh no, nothing. I was just kind of going on. No, go. Okay. Yeah, definitely doesn't deserve the hate right now. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I was just very middle of the road on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you'd rather watch this again than Dominion.
I'd probably watch. To be fair, I'd probably watch a car crash before Jurassic World Dominion again.
Right. Said, give me a Mr. Potato Head origin story. That would be funny. That would be. But let's see what we got. The box office. So box office results for this one.
Oh, there's another siren going by. If you need to mute me again.
It went by really quick. The last one sounded like it was right in front of your house.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the Buzz Lightyear it only did second place this year, opening weekend, and only did second behind Maverick. So Top Gun
is crazy.
Stole the show still. I mean, it's really that good of a movie.
It really is.
That it beat a Pixar movie, so that's like really saying something. I'm trying to look at how much it made. Lightyear made $20 million between Thursday and Friday, and $51 million for the weekend, which is the 6th best of the year. But it would be it's ranked 18th out of the 23 theater releases for Pixar. So that kind of tells you how people thought about it, and that's probably where it is. It's definitely, I mean, Pixar is going to be a great movie, but this one is definitely towards that bottom section of the Pixar, at least
Totally.
the theater ones.
Totally. I felt
Which
the
I think
exact same
pretty
way.
soon. Yeah, I think pretty soon we're going to do a Pixar ranking list sometime probably in the next couple weeks.
Mhm.
And that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That,
I have to
but
revisit a couple ones that I said I'd never revisit again, huh?
yeah, right. And then Rotten Tomatoes. So we got the tomato meter, which is the critics gave it a 76% and the audience an 85%. So pretty high, but not like super high. So I'm about there. I'll probably give it more like somewhere a little bit lower. 76 is a little high, but
Yeah,
I'm not
I'd say
mad
like
at it.
yeah, I'm not. It was like I said, it was harmless. I was just very. I think I audibly said to myself as I walked out, it was okay.
Yeah. This is the same thing. I think I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. Top Gun was so good. Yeah. Top Gun is still killing it in theaters. And Ryan, it made 80 million already. Oh, it's definitely breaking the $1 billion mark.
Yeah,
No doubt.
it had no business being as awesome as it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even, and originally I'm like, oh, they're making another Top Gun. Because I was, you're talking to someone who wasn't even like a huge fan of the first one. And this one just had no business, I don't think there's a bad thing that I can say about it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was so good. I was trying to tell my mom to go watch it.
Yeah, I had actually just discussed the possibility of going with my parents.
Yeah.
Because I'll go again. I thought really long and hard about leaving Jurassic World Dominion and just walking into Top Gun again because Jurassic. The only reason I soldiered through with Jurassic World was because we had a review to do.
Yeah, I know. Otherwise, you're like, I paid for a movie. At least I'm gonna go watch a good movie.
Yeah, exactly. I thought really long and hard about it, but then I was like, let me just get through this.
Cool. But yeah, man, that's it for this one. Unless you got any last minute thoughts or anything. Otherwise,
that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think everyone in chat, Brian, me, you are all kind of agreeing. Y'all seem to have the same feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But cool. So if you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna talk about another movie. If you're watching on replay, we appreciate it. Thank you. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about Lightyear. We like chit-chatting in the comment section. Make sure you hit that the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 300. So we're at 256 now, which is crazy. I mean, we got so many people like just coming in. So it just blows my mind that people are subscribing, and I appreciate it. So
that's so great. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah. I think my first goal is to get to 500, because if we can get to 500, then I can start making community posts on YouTube. Those non-video kind of posts that you see sometimes, which are super awesome. So, but definitely trying to get to that 1,000 mark. But right now, 100 at a time. That's the goal. But yeah, thank you guys. So stick around. We're gonna talk about another movie. If not, we will see you guys in the next video.
See ya.
All right. So before we get into the next movie, he said he got a watch party to refresh our minds on how bad the last Airbender film was in preparation for the Netflix adaptation. Just joking, potentially could do it. I was thinking about doing something like that. Watching it. Do who is it? I think Derpy brought it up. He goes, we should watch and review that before the show comes out.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down. I wouldn't mind doing 2 reviews, maybe in like one long video, and talking about the cartoon, I mean, it's hard not to say that the cartoon is amazing. And then the movie. So, but we could do something like that before
M. Night Shyamalan deserves to never live that down.
No. Yeah, we should review it again. Now watching that crap again.
So
I never sat through the entire movie, like in one sitting. I think I watched the first half-ish, and then I left and did something, and then I think I wind up catching the back end at another time. It just not good.
Not good at all.
They definitely have make it cool. Yeah. Oh, on Buzz. I'm sorry. That.
On Lightyear. Yeah. I don't think there'll be a sequel.
Yeah. I do want to get some watch parties going. I like it. I don't know if you follow. There's Den of Nerds, Star Wars Theory. They do a lot of watch parties for some of the shows, like Kenobi, obviously, and Mando and all that stuff. The only thing that sucks is it drops. I think Chicago time, like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. On Wednesdays now. So unless you have Wednesday off, I think Brian might be fine because I think he has Wednesdays off. But it was like anybody else, like you miss that much time.
Yeah.
That was but I do want to do some like live watch parties.
Yeah, I think live watch parties will be a lot of fun, and I'm definitely down to do that.
Yeah. Doing the Spaceball ones was pretty good. I was having some audio issues. I think Derpy was having some audio issues too, but I ended up getting it fixed. I have so much crap. I have a digital mixer on my thing, and plus I have so many audio cables split and doing all this different stuff. So I was like trying to figure out, I'm like, wait, okay, this goes there, that goes there. So it took me a little while, but I think I only missed like 5 minutes of the movie. Yeah. Independence Day might be pretty good.
Either or. Yeah. Either or would be fun. Yeah. Independence Day would be fun.
Watch Will Smith smack an alien. Oh, speaking of, real quick, did you hear the news that the Emmys are trying to get Chris Rock and The Rock to co-host the Emmys?
I did not.
No, that's a rumor going around. I saw that this morning, and I really legit laughed out loud because that was so funny. Because that was the thing, is like, oh, if it was The Rock, Will Smith wouldn't slap him. So now they're trying to put them like together, which is funny. Yeah. Oh yeah, Brian heard that one too.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I'm actually gonna have to read up on that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think I can see Chris Rock doing it. I mean, what else is he doing besides going on tour?
Going on tour, yeah.
But Dwayne Johnson, that man, I don't know how he has any time in the day doing all the stuff he's doing.
Oh yeah. That dude basically finished story mode in life. Now he's just doing all the side quests.
Yeah, right. He's just like getting the extra gear that you don't need, but it just looks good. Yeah. See, and that's the thing, is like, will they make fun of it? And I feel
they have to. They have to. Yeah.
I kind of feel sorry for Will Smith, but it would also be funny.
Yeah. Well, you don't. No matter what the situation is, or whether or not Jada, gave him a look and told him to do that, you don't smack someone for that. Everyone would have forgotten all about that little G.I. Jane joke. If Will didn't immortalize it by going up and doing that.
Yeah.
And now he's probably never going to live that down.
Yeah. I mean, if she was smart, I feel like that would have been something like, okay, like, let's do a reboot. Like, if I was her, I would be like, all right, cool. Let's do a G.I. Jane reboot with her. Because who wouldn't want to do that? It was like, Demi Moore is like one of her most iconic, besides striptease, is like, which is funny because like, oh, here's a badass military, and then here's this like, stripper. But
Yeah,
that's definitely one of her best movies ever. So why
it
wouldn't
really
like
is.
Jada be like, all right, cool, let's reboot it, but with me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and that was, that joke was harmless,
It
and
really was. But
she's even said on her videos that, oh, she doesn't care if anyone has anyone to say about her alopecia. So then if that's really the case, what's the problem?
yeah. But I feel like
Uh,
they're friends too. So I don't know. You know, if like
yeah,
friends can't joke with each other, then are they really friends?
yeah,
I don't know.
and Chris Rock has always been that type of comedian that kind of rips on people. He's been doing that ever since the
Yeah,
MTV Music Awards. You know,
yeah.
I remember I think it was like the '99 Music Awards. Like Chris Rock was just ripping on everyone. I remember back in school, everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like you said, that's just
So
what he does.
yeah,
Um,
that's his comedian trademark.
um, so real quick before we move on, Derpy said, he goes, "What's up with that DK Metcalf going to the Bears?" Talk about yeah, pull that joke out on Brian. If that happens, Brian is gonna lose it. Like he's gonna come on every show throughout the week on the like all the Nerd Huddle shows and just be like, buy that man a crystal ball. So all the sound bites from it. But cool. Let's do the Spiderhead one. This one we
All
can
right.
definitely keep it short.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, real quick on me. All right. What do you say? Just wait. Brian's counting on it. All right. Let's do the Spiderhead. All right. So if you're watching live, we got another one coming up that we're gonna review as part of our double feature Monday. We're doing Spiderhead on Netflix, starring Chris Hemsworth and Miles Teller. But when did you watch? You watch this one today, or was it a few days ago?
This morning. Yep. Just today.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. It kind of snuck up on me. I know we watched the trailer a few months ago. Looked exciting, looked different, kind of excited about it. So we'll watch the trailer one more time. I'll read a quick synopsis and then we'll get into our thoughts on it. So it revolves around mostly two inmates forming connection while grappling with their past in a state-of-the-art penitentiary ran by a brilliant visionary who was played by Steve, which is Chris Hemsworth, who experiments on his subjects with mind-altering drugs. So like these drugs are pumped in through their spine, I think.
Yep.
And different ones make you feel different ways, So you can feel angry, you can feel euphoric. I think they're gonna probably show it in a second. Very aroused sexually. If you can find people attractive, you can find random things to be afraid of. So very interesting concept on it, and then at just a click of the button, you can change how you're feeling. So, laughing at random things and stuff like that. So, that's pretty much it. It's just that them, and then you get a little bit of everyone's backstory throughout. Yeah. But I think it's based off a book called Escape from Spiderhead.
Yes, a short story. Yes.
Short story? Okay.
Pretty good one, by the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It was a basic kind of story, nothing too crazy. So what were some of the things that you liked about this one?
I really liked the cinematography. It's funny, we were just talking about Top Gun because this is from the same director, Joseph Kosinski.
Oh, is it?
He's got a great eye for visuals, and everything that he does is just so well shot. Obviously this Top Gun, Tron Legacy is probably like one of my favorite movies to look at. I liked the music. I think it was like Joe Trapanese that did the music. I thought Chris Hemsworth was pretty good. It's so easy to forget that he's actually a solid actor outside of, obviously he's known for the MCU as Thor, but he's good. He's got some range, and he can actually be really even like funny when he wants to be. He was like really good in, he was like really like kind of one of the very few things about Ghostbusters 2016 that I actually found entertaining.
Oh,
I
forgot he was in it.
Yeah, he was in. I liked him in Cabin in the Woods. He's actually a pretty solid actor. Obviously Miles Teller is great in pretty much anything he's in. Journey Smollett was pretty good in it, and I kind of liked the idea of the movie as well. It kind of, with kind of like the mind-altering drugs, there are parts that kind of reminded me of that Steve Soderbergh movie Side Effects from years back.
Okay.
It had Channing Tatum, Rooney Mara, Catherine Zeta-Jones was in it. It was kind of like a smaller. I don't think it did like too much box office business, but it came out about like 9 or 10 years ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So there were elements that reminded me of that. But yeah, I'd say those were probably my main ones: the acting, the cinematography, and the concept is one that hasn't been explored terribly much. So it was nice to see that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's very, very different.
Yeah,
with being the penitentiary, tongue tied. And I was kind of curious, and they do touch on like what everyone was in jail for, because, well, not everyone, the main character, which was Lizzie. This is was it Journey? What was her name? Journey with Smollett? Jenner?
I think it was Lizzie. I want to say
Lizzie.
Right,
yeah, Lizzie and Jeff, and Jeff was Miles Teller, and then Steve, Chris Hemsworth. But definitely, I think Chris Hemsworth. I know he was like a producer or something on it, or executive producer. I think he was. Yeah, you kind of forget. Like, I'm like, oh, he's a real actor. He's just not this goofy Thor. And this one, I get why they gave him the American accent, but he has such a thick Australian accent. I think that it slipped through a few times. I don't know if you
did kind of. I did catch that.
Yeah. Which I get why though too, is like he had to be very emotional in some of the scenes. Because there are parts where he's on the drugs himself, which is in itself interesting. I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't want to get too much in. Well, spoilers. Full spoilers. He had a traumatic childhood, and I get why he wanted to have like that euphoria kind of that sometimes that he's able to do and stuff like that. Like there was one where they were kind of basically getting high, him and Jeff. So and all it was just that drug, whatever number it was. But there was that was pretty cool. But they kind of slipped in there. But besides that, like he has some acting ranges. I mean, 1 minute he was laughing. 1 minute he was scared, and 1 minute he was crying, and 1 minute he was like happy, and then like drugged out. So it was like that was kind of interesting how to pull it off. Like you have to literally like 1 second you're this, and the next second you're a whole different emotion. So that was kind of interesting. Definitely Miles Teller. Part of me doesn't like him, but then part of me is like he does good movies. So
he does.
It's like it's hard not to like him.
I remember a lot of people on message boards when he kind of first appeared on the scene. Everyone used to say that he had a very punchable face.
Yeah.
I was never too bothered by his face. He reminds me of John Cusack nowadays.
Yes. As that.
Yeah. Yeah, just physically and with a lot of his voice and his delivery. He reminds me of John Cusack.
Yeah.
But I've never had a problem with the dude. I've never had a problem with him. I've always liked him. I've never really like gone out of my way to really like watch anything that he was in. But I've never had a problem with the dude. I think he's just fine. And I've always been, Fantastic Four 2015 notwithstanding, pretty much liked him in everything I've seen him in.
Yeah. Everything else I did like. except for Fantastic Four. Divergent. I didn't like Divergent in general, and I know he was in that as well, or all the
He sure
Divergent,
was.
Insurgent.
Allegiant.
War Dogs. He was super good in Spiderhead, obviously. Top Gun, really good. So, but yeah, the punchable face thing. As soon as you said, I remember other people saying that, like 2015, 2016, when he first started kind of showing up a little bit.
Yeah, so many people used to say that.
I forgot about that.
I'm like, lay off this dude.
But man, he's pretty good. He's especially in this one, like he's really good. There's the part where him and the big buff dude with all of the tattoos are sitting in there, and just from the past experiences he had in the room, I don't want to give it away. He kind of like sat there and thought about it for a second, and he's like, "Nope, nope." Like, I do not agree to this. So I thought that was kind of like funny, So yeah, so there were some good parts that I liked about it. Definitely, the acting was really good, and like you said, the shots, of him flying into the Spiderhead facility was really cool.
Like
even the facility itself, like hanging off a cliff like that, was cool.
Like I said, Joe Kosinski does not play around when it comes to his cinematography and the way that he sets his the shots up. I always think that's absolutely like impeccable from him. Even if the movie isn't like quite up to par, but he's made things that at least on some level I've liked. And it was kind of interesting to see him kind of step out of, because he usually makes pretty big movies, like obviously Top Gun, Tron. He did Oblivion with Tom Cruise. I think there was, I don't know if it was Everest or like the one Forest Fire movie with Josh Brolin. I can't quite remember.
Only the Brave. That's what I'm looking at now.
Yeah. I think he did. I think he directed that, if I'm not mistaken, either.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
he's done big ones.
Yeah. It is, and it's always interesting to see a director kind of step out of the, the zone or the comfort zone that or the categories that they're so known for, and kind of do something a little different. This was much, much smaller in comparison to a lot of the other things that he did. So it's kind of interesting to see that.
Yeah. That was another thing that I did enjoy was this whole movie. I know we said we like the cinematography of it, but majority of the movie takes place in a room looking into another room. So it's really just that. So I was kind of like interesting, like having that kind of part of it. There's like other little parts, but majority of this movie is just there. So I was like, it felt very like I didn't feel constricted, because there's times where I'm like, oh, like you can tell you're in one room the entire time. But this one, it didn't feel like that. It felt like, the parts that they got out onto the island and stuff like that made it like you were at the entire island, even though maybe like 70-80% of the movie was in that one room. But yeah, I thought that was well done with that. But yeah, anything else before we move on to some of the dislikes?
I'd say for me that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
That immediately comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, what about some dislikes? What didn't you like?
The way the last kind of 10 to 15 minutes, there was such a shift in tone that kind of felt weird. It kind of felt like it was going for like kind of like more of like kind of dark comedy near the end. Especially with them trying to escape and all the inmates kind of turning on them. Like some of that stuff kind of seemed like it was kind of played up for laughs, just kind of jarring and very tonally inconsistent than everything that we had seen before that. I think that it was kind of hard to get a read on the movie early on, and by that I mean, like what it was kind of what it was kind of trying to do. Like at some points the narrative kind of got a little slow, and I wasn't quite sure what they were going for in certain at certain points, and the way that it ended, just kind of seemed like they were in a rush to kind of just wrap it all up, like as quickly as possible. I would say those were like my main ones. Sometimes I kind of seemed unsure of what it was setting out to do. The last 10 minutes, didn't quite work for me. And like I said, it had a very interesting idea, but I think that at certain points it didn't quite run with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
at times it didn't do as much as it could have with the premise. And I'd say those were my main things.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I know at one part I had to pause the movie and run and go do something. And when I hit pause, the little timer shows up at the bottom, and I'm like, oh shit, there's only like 30 minutes, 20. It was like 20 something, so almost 30 minutes left. And I'm like, it felt like they haven't got to the problem yet. Like, the movie's gonna end, and I don't know what the issue is yet. Like, what the overall problem is. Like what's the and then it kind of, like you said, it happens all really quick. I would say the last like 20 minutes, you start to find out. Maybe that's about 25 minutes or so. You find out, like, he finds the book with all the notes, and then it's just like boom, the last 10 minutes happens, and it's just so quick, and I just feel like part of the movie was missing almost.
Yeah. Kind of felt a little incomplete.
Yeah, and I really would have liked them to get more with some of these other characters, like, and the drugs, stuff like that. I mean, we really didn't get into Steve besides his dad screwing him up, and then his is it Mark? I think his name was
Mark. Yeah.
Mark was like, yeah. It was Mark. He's like, oh, he's a genius, but I didn't know he's evil, and that's all we really know about him, So it's I don't know. I was just kind of curious more about Steve's backstory, especially like if you get somebody like Chris Hemsworth, like you feel like you want to explore more of his character, and
definitely.
Really
and I
didn't do much.
Yeah, and I get what they were trying to do, trying to make Steve kind of like an enigmatic type figure, but you got to kind of give us something, or at least give us a little more than what you did give us.
Yeah. There was times where he did talk very modern, douchey businessman-ish, and I didn't like that. His whole mannerisms and his tone, was very like it was a modern version of the boss from Office Space, like that's what it reminded me of, but modern. It's like, oh, BRB, and he's like, well, I really need you to press that button, if you could press that button, please.
That real kind of passive aggressive type. I didn't even think of the Bill Lumbergh comparison. But now,
I couldn't think of his name.
But Bill Lumbergh is. I used to go around quoting him a lot, just going like, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do this for me, okay?
Yeah, I mean, he was basically that character, but in a suit and more modern, but it was still the same thing, but and obviously a lot more emotional because there's part where he got mad and stuff like that, but it was just that asshole boss kind of vibe you got from him. So it was kind of
I did not even stop to think about that. Good call.
I did not like that. I did not like that though, even though I'm laughing at it, it just didn't come off good, but I mean, it just like you said, it was just rushed at the end, and just felt it was missing. I wanted more. What was the runtime on this?
I want to say like an hour 40 minutes, hour 45 minutes, something like that.
Hour 47.
Mm-hmm.
So Oh man,
Yeah.
it always sucks. Sometimes movies run too long. I feel like they could have probably thrown in another 10, 15 minutes and got it right over 2 hours and squeezed in a little bit more info on everything. Might have been
Definitely.
made it better. But
Definitely.
yeah. But cool. Anything else? We'll get into our reviews or ratings.
I'd say in this case that's pretty much it as far as Spiderhead goes.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into our ratings on Spoiler Kings. So we rate everything a now, later, or never. So now, watch it now, later. You can wait until doing the dishes and throwing on the TV. Or never means skip it. It's not worth the time. What are you giving Spiderhead?
I'm gonna give it a very middle of the road later. Nothing to really rush out and watch or put on. It's a background noise movie.
Yeah. It really is.
Wasn't horrible. And like I said, man, it definitely had an interesting premise. They just didn't do enough with it. It definitely wasn't without its merits, well acted, like I said, well shot. So aesthetically speaking, I thought it was great. But in terms of like the narrative and storyline, it just didn't do as much as it could have, I thought. So I'm gonna give it a later.
Yeah, same. This is definitely when we're talking about a later movie, like if it's out on streaming, just watch it while you're like doing the dishes or laundry or something like that.
Yeah.
This is the perfect definition of it. It's great cast, a good story where you don't need to like get deeply invested in it. So you can like walk away and come back and not really miss much.
Exactly.
And then but for me at the ending was just so, it wasn't horrible, but it was just mismanaged, I guess. It missed a few beats. So like you said, it looked great. The cast was great acting. The story was good. It could have been better. It could have been really, really good. I think if they, I don't know, but yeah, definitely later. Washing the dishes, doing the laundry, folding clothes or whatever. You want to watch something in the background. This will probably be it.
Yeah. If you're gonna watch it, make sure you're doing something else at the same time.
Yeah. You don't need it. Yeah, you don't need to invest all your attention to it. And over on Rotten Tomatoes, I think most people agree with us. Maybe they hate it a little bit more, but we got the critics gave it a 44%. So the tomato meter is 44, which is, I don't know, bad. I don't know. It's a little green splat. Is that rotten, I guess? And then the audience gave it a 33. So the audience really didn't like it. So critics and audience did not like it. But it was the #1 spot on Netflix over the weekend. It took the spot on Netflix's top 10 list.
Yeah, I did see that on there.
So yeah, it was the most watched movie of the weekend, which I get. I mean, especially you got somebody like Chris Hemsworth and Miles Teller, who is in the biggest movie so far. Chris Hemsworth is probably gonna be the next biggest movie, and you have both of them, right in between both of those movies. I mean, it was a perfect opportunity for Netflix just to like steal the show from everything. And kind of did it.
With them in it, I expected more. Because it certainly had, like I said, like we said, it certainly had the talent, in front of and behind the camera.
Yeah. And then one last thing, I did see this when I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes was that this movie is becoming one of the worst rated movie for Chris Hemsworth. So out of all his movies, this is one of the worst. I think the worst is his dark sci-fi epic. 35 putting it below Ghostbusters. Yeah. So Ghostbusters is down there at 35. And this is at 44. So not too late to be his worst, but
right.
yes, it just really sucks. I was really hyped to see this movie after watching
Me
the
too.
trailer. I was so hyped to see this movie.
Me too. And when we're getting such an oversaturation of as much as I like them, it's nice to have something that isn't like Marvel or like a big grand scale kind of epic movie. It's nice to watch these movies that have interesting ideas, and even the trailers didn't really give away like a whole lot. It was just enough to kind of pique my interest because this zoomed in way under my radar when I saw the trailer last month. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna give that a watch. We don't get too much stuff like this nowadays. So it on surface level it seemed very, very fresh.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Like I said, the short story was really good. So there was definitely potential there. It just just kind of between this and Lightyear, it at least had a little more kind of it adds something resembling a little bit of a voice and a little bit of a soul to it, just a little bit. But
yeah,
it was but like Lightyear, it was just okay, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. When it was over, I was just like, all right. I didn't have any questions. I really didn't have any feelings. I was like, okay,
same.
cool.
Yeah, I was like, huh. Well, that was a movie I watched.
Yeah, but it was on Netflix, so it makes it a little bit more tolerable, I guess.
Totally.
But but yeah, man. I think that's it. So audience didn't really like it, despite it being number one. But yeah. Anything else before we close this one out?
Pretty much it.
Yeah. Cool. So if you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna just finish up things. If you're watching our replay, thank you. Make sure you hit that sub button. We're on our road to 300. Make sure you like the video and let us know what you thought about Spiderhead. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it stupid? Did you like Chris Hemsworth? Did you catch his Australian accent slip ups? But yeah, just leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought. But that is it from us this week. Next week we'll be live with. Dang, I don't even know what movie's coming out. Oh, Black Phone.
Black Phone.
Right. Yeah, Black Phone is coming out with Ethan Hawke. So we're gonna review that one. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. And then make sure you check out us on Wednesday. We're doing The Boys, Miss Marvel, and the finale of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a fun one. But cool. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That is it.
It's a good one. Yeah, very, 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 very just kind of middle of the road movies this time around, man.
Man, I was so hyped for Spiderhead.
Same. I expected a lot more, and like I said, I like smaller movies like that, from time to time. So thought it was an interesting idea. Like I said, I loved the talent that was involved. With that talent involved, I was just expecting more. So I was kind of let down that it was just so meh.
Yeah. It's just, and also I didn't want to get into spoilers. So if you're watching live, we're still talking about it. I thought the reasons they were in jail, like, I get why it affects them, so much, like especially with Lizzie, with what she did, would mess up her head. I don't see I don't want to say I don't see courts, a justice system doing that to like a mother, but I wouldn't be surprised. I guess.
Same.
You know, and then him, when they showed the whole accident kind of part, I don't think, like I get why it messes up your head, but I don't know if they would like be in like jail like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I just feel like the punishment didn't match the crime. Because both of them were obviously involuntary manslaughter or whatever they said it was, but it was like I think depending on the judge in the court, can usually see, like they're suffering enough. We don't need to put them in jail to remind them that they suck, for some more years. But
But by the way, he took getting launched out of the windshield like a complete boss. How quickly he got back up and went to try to go and help them out.
Yeah, he just gets up like nothing. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'm like, how is he even walking?
Yeah, getting launched through a windshield and flying 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm like, no, your neck is broken, dude. At the very least, there's no way. But
apparently he had Wolverine healing powers. I mean, Thor was in this movie, so
that's funny. It's the origin story of the new Wolverine.
Of the new Wolverine.
Oh man, that is funny.
But yeah, it was just okay. This was just a week of okay movies.
Now that you said that, though, would fans be upset if Miles Teller is casted as Logan? He was already Mr. Fantastic, and did not play well at all.
Yeah, so he could use some he could use a little redemption, in terms of in the eyes of fanboys. Michael B. Jordan went on from that and played Killmonger and absolutely crushed that in Black Panther. So
Chris Evans. Chris Evans is another Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And speaking of which, he was probably like one of the few things about those movies that I actually thought really, really worked.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four movies weren't bad. I just thought they were just very bland. They could have been a lot more.
They were very Fox. They were very Fox Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Very.
And they were on that cold streak for a while. They just wanted to ride the comic film wave and just kind of crap the movies out just to kind of cash in. They had fast tracked it around like right after Spider-Man 2 came out, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
X-Men was hitting it pretty strong, so they were just trying to jump on that wagon, and just kind of milk that cash cow.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. What do you think? So what do you think about Miles Teller as Wolverine? He's young, so he can be in the universe for a long time. He's buff. You saw him fairly buff in Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
In Maverick, yeah.
So
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Marvel hasn't really let me down with any of the casting they've done. So at this point, if it were to happen, they'd have my trust. I think my only complaint about him, and this was this was pretty much the only complaint about Hugh Jackman. He's a little too tall. I hope this time, when they do reboot Wolverine into the MCU, I hope it's a shorter dude this time. It kind of goes hand in hand with the name Wolverine. He was just a short, little, stocky caveman of a dude. So I hope they do that this time. Just get a shorter guy for the role. And I know that's like a total fanboy complaint to have. But I thought Hugh Jackman was so good in every sense of the word that, after a while I just overlooked the height.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
but it would be nice to have somebody on a little bit of like the more shorter, like average size. I think that would be cool if they pull the trigger on that.
I wouldn't mind that because like his height plays a role in a lot of things, you know, like
Yeah,
him being made fun of, you know, him just like his short man syndrome that sometimes
yeah. He had a little bit of a Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
You know,
but I mean, still badass.
yeah, total badass character. Yeah. So
So I looked up.
mhm.
I looked up top short actors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pull that up mine too.
So Kevin Hart, 5'4". Danny, was that Danny Trujillo, 5'5". David Spade, Daniel Radcliffe, which is the one that everyone's really talking about. He's 5'5".
And you know, I would oppose to Dan Radcliffe. Yeah, I see it here. Frankie Muniz,
Yeah.
5'5".
I mean, you gotta be good. Like Elijah Wood, he's short, but he's not Wolverine. You know, Daniel Radcliffe 5'5", and he's the one that a lot of people are talking about. You know, he's on.
And
everyone's talking about.
And you know, I'd be okay with Dan Radcliffe in the role. Like, you know, outside of you know, after Harry Potter, he just really went on to prove himself as a really kind of versatile actor, or a very versatile actor. And he's played such a wide selection of roles. You know, I thought he was pretty good in that new one, The Lost City. He was good in like Guns Akimbo was a lot of fun to watch. Swiss Army Man. He's really funny on that TBS show Miracle Workers. The Weird Al movie looks really entertaining. That's coming.
It does.
That's and you know, by the way, the fact that it's a parody that it's a parody about a parody artist is just really tickled me in the trailer. But yeah, I potentially would not be opposed to him as Wolverine. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor, yeah. And you know, like Miles Teller, like he's young enough to play the role for a while. You know.
Yeah. But I mean, after he did Harry Potter, I get why some of these actors are like, "Yeah, I'm done signing these giant contracts." You know, like an 8-movie contract is pretty big, especially one as big as Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he would be down for something like that again, but that would be cool. I'm looking at Zac Efron's 5'8". Zac Efron, is he a little too pretty boyish to be a Wolverine?
I'm kind of I'm kind of inclined to say maybe. You know, but
I see him more as a Cyclops.
That's nothing wrong. He could be Cyclops. He could even be Havoc. You know, if he were a little younger, he could have been Johnny Storm as well. You know, but yeah, he'd make a good Cyclops. He went on to become a pretty decent actor too. You know, even though the new Firestarter wasn't the greatest, I thought he was pretty decent in it. And then he did that Ted Bundy movie, which he was in. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see who they cast for all the new X-Men as a whole, because I think Bryan Singer was very perfect with some of the casting, and then other casting choices. I'm like, what is this dude doing? But I'm really interested to see who they end up getting as Wolverine. You know, and you know, I kind of hope for the first couple X-Men movies they hold off on him, because you know, pretty much most of the X-Men movies were all about Wolverine anyway, which was like kind of a constant point of frustration for me. And B, whoever they get next is gonna inevitably be in Hugh Jackman's shadow. You know, and those are some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
yeah. Yeah, they just got to be on point, man.
Yeah. So real quick, I'm going through this list. So this guy's he's 5'7".
Mhm.
Was it Emily Hirsch or
Emil
Emily
Hirsch.
Hirsch, right? Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch, yeah.
I
Speed
would
Racer.
not mind. Yeah, Speed Racer. I would not mind seeing him. He's a great actor. He's been off the radar for a long time, and he's still fairly young. I think he's like 36 or something like that. Yeah. So that movie, I think he's going to be 37. So
yeah,
that's not bad. 5'7", still fairly short. That would be good. I think he's a really good actor.
I'd be good with him as Wolverine. Yeah, he's a great actor. Really underrated as well. I've always liked him in pretty much everything I've seen him in. You know, obviously when you think of him, you think like Into the Wild, which he was awesome in.
Yeah.
I remember the TV Bonnie and Clyde miniseries, which I liked. Thought he was really good in that. I feel like I'm one of the few people who absolutely loved the Speed Racer movie.
It had its moments.
I thought it was really fun. I loved how it just went all in embracing the cartoon, and I loved like the highly stylized, like fantastical look of it. I rocks with the Speed Racer movie for sure.
It was cool. I watched it a few times. It just yeah. The one I remember him in was The Girl Next Door.
The Girl Next Door, yeah.
So, but Into the Wild, I think that was my favorite movie with him in it. And I mean, look at there, he's all grizzlied out with big beard and and hair and stuff like that. Crazy hair. So give him the little horn hair and give him a weird the weird chops on the
mutton chops.
I think I can throw a cigar in there. It might work. I think I'm actually I'm rooting for that one.
Yeah. I'd say I'm gonna have to send you the video on YouTube. There's a guy who did like this whole like kind of like fan casting video, but he did it kind of in the style of like The Bachelorette, where like he was like eliminating actors off of it. I'm gonna send you the link shortly. It's actually a pretty good video. But I'm looking forward to that. To seeing A, who they cast for Wolverine, and B, since we're on the topic of Wolverine, I can't wait to hear more about the video game from Insomniac that's being made. That's in development right now.
Midnight Sun.
Oh no, they're doing a Wolverine solo game. Yeah.
Oh no shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah. The trailer came out probably I think like the tail end of last summer. Around the same time they put out the trailer for Insomniac Spider-Man 2. And Insomniac's doing this one too. So and it's a brief teaser. I'm gonna send it to you. Like you see in the teaser you see like this bar and you see like a bunch of people unconscious in there and
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I seen that one. For some reason I thought that was part of the Midnight Sun, because the Midnight Sun had an older trailer and Wolverine's in it. I forgot. I remember. I know. I'm watching it now, and I remember this.
Yeah. I can't wait for that
bar.
I'm sure it probably won't come out. Seeing how they announced it last year, so it probably won't even be out until like sometime late next year. I'm thinking.
Yeah, hopefully.
Probably around the time. Hopefully around the time Spider-Man 2 comes out.
That'd be nice.
Find a way to connect
somehow.
Yeah, and I'm sure it being Insomniac, they're going to be connected somehow. Anyway, I'm starting to think Insomniac's kind of building their own Marvel video game universe, which would be dope.
Not a bad idea, man. They've done really good so far. With the game.
Oh, that Spider-Man game is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Like my only complaint about Miles is it wasn't long enough. I wanted more of it.
Yeah, it just, you know, it almost just kind of felt like an expansion pack of the first one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, the Miles game was fun. Like I said, it just wasn't long enough. It didn't, you know, kind of casually playing that. I beat that game in under a week.
Yeah, same. I think really 2 weekends. I think I played it one
Yeah.
weekend, you know, went to work, and then I finished it like a Saturday. So really like
Mhm.
3 days I knocked it out. And I was kind of
Mhm.
like upset because I wanted more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I platinumed that game though. Like on PlayStation, I got all the achievements. I got the platinum trophy, which is kind of cool because I got an email from Sony saying like, "Oh, congrats! Here's you platinum this," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Mhm.
Give you a little like picture plaque kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely
even know
try
they did
platinum
that.
games, or at least get all the trophies and stuff like that. Like I'll replay a game if I missed anything.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
oh
But
man,
yeah.
but cool.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Cool.
Wednesday we'll come back and we'll talk Kenobi and everything else, boys, and all that good stuff.
All right.
I'm really hyped on the boys. Really hyped on
Oh,
the boys.
same. Let me know once you watch that, dude.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it tomorrow for when I'm during my lunch break.
For sure.
I have to watch it with
Yeah.
headphones. I have to watch it with headphones in because I
Oh,
can't watch
obviously.
it. Yeah, at work. So even though I'm in my own office, I don't need somebody walking by and I mean all the weird shit that happens in this
Yeah.
game. Or in
Oh
this
man,
show.
you don't even gotta tell me, dude. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, man, cool. Yeah, everyone hanging out, appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm gonna end it. Stick around for a second. I'm gonna ask you something off stream.
Sure. Yeah.
But let's get out of here.
All right.
Cool, everyone. If anybody watching, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Talk some TV
right.
shows.
For sure.
Later.
See you guys. All right, peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.